Hey folks, harvest 2022 has officially begun. We're going to be hauling some corn. You want to come along? So this is going to be our office for the day. We go around and do our check, kick all the tires, make sure we don't have any flats. We do this to help out one of the local farmers. It's hard to get part-time help during harvest, and you can't keep a lot of people employed full-time all year long. So I help them out during harvest and haul a little corn, haul a little soybeans and stuff like that. Truck's already loaded. They ran last night and loaded everything up, so I can start moving corn early this morning while they're waiting for the dew to come off. You don't want to harvest when there's dew in the field, because it makes everything wet, everything gets sticky and plugs up the combine. So I can unload these trucks and stuff until they're ready to get going, and then we'll probably be going all day long. All right, we've got everything warmed up. We've got the truck aired up. You got to rebuild the air in the truck because it bleeds down overnight, so the brakes will work. Can't move until the air comes up. Brought Brandy along, that way she doesn't have to sit in the house all day. She likes riding. We filled the floorboard here so she don't fall down in the floorboard when we slow down. So there's the two grain carts. The combine's over on the other side. They're going to be showing up here in a little bit and getting those things rolling. What we're hauling is wet corn, which means it's above the percentage that you can put it in a bin to store it without drying it. But we have a local feedlot here that takes the wet corn. They take up to I think 30 million bushels of corn every year. So there'll be a lot of corn going over there. There'll be a lot of trucks going in and out of there today. But we're going to get this show on the road. It's almost 8 o'clock. You always want to show up early, get all your checks done. Daddy always told me, if you're on time, you're 15 minutes late. So it's almost time to get rolling. We're going to get the heater going. It's a little chilly this morning. And let's haul some corn. We're rolling into the feedlot right before we hit the scales. We got to stop up here and take the tarp loose, unroll it, hit the open button. Tarp unrolls all the way across. See, they're unloading some trucks over there already. Coming weighing 79,660 pounds. They got like 4 different pits you can dump here, and when you pull up, they got people to dump for you, so you don't even have to get out of the truck. The only time we got to get out of the truck is in the field, and to just run the tarp back and forth. Once we're done here, we don't have to close the tarp until we're loaded again at the field. And then you can see the big mound of corn they're making out here. Big pile of corn. What do you think of that pile of corn, Brandy? Go sit down in your own seat. Don't be in my seat. You got to go sit in your seat. Go sit down. Good girl. But once our front tank is empty, they'll have me move forward and we'll dump the back end of the hopper. And then we'll hit the outbound scale. They'll give us a ticket, and then we're back to the field. All right, we brought in 53,700 pounds of corn. And now we're headed back to the field to load her up again. Brandy's ready to go. All right, they're not quite running hard in the field yet, so we took the opportunity to come get some fuel. So we're all fueled up for the day. Put on 50 gallons, and we're ready to roll. Go sit in your seat. Beautiful sight right there, isn't it? Harvester, the combine's filling up the grain cart, offloading its hopper, and then as soon as that grain cart's full, the truck here holds exactly one of these full grain carts. Once that grain cart's full, that's about the max capacity of this trailer. So we need to go check our hopper bottom doors, because anytime somebody else is running your doors, you need to make sure you check them. It's too early in the season to be dumping corn out all over the ground. Loading her up. It don't take long with these gigantic augers. Now this hopper bottom's got two compartments in it, front and back. You can see the bulkhead, the middle bulkhead back there. It's amazing how fast he can offload that grain cart. Tries to distribute the load evenly so there's not more on the back or in the front. On the back hopper, he starts clearing the back, fills it up, and then he works his way back to the middle. And that way you can fill the middle up. It spills over into both hoppers in the middle. There he goes, just about empty. He's going to fold his auger up. And now we got to close the tarp. Press the C on the close. Here comes the tarp. Well, that sure beats the old hand crank. All right, let's get the show on the road. Well, as the day's rolling on, just getting started, a lot more trucks running now, so there's a line to get on the inbound scale, and all of the pits are pretty well full, so you also got to wait to get on a pit to unload. So luckily we got two drivers running today, and we got both grain carts at the field, so we should be able to keep up unless it gets pretty crazy down here. Now when you pull in, they tell you what the CB channel is here for the scale house. You tell them when you're rolling inbound onto the scale who you are, and then once you do the turnaround down on the other end, they have a traffic guy out there telling you which pit to go to. And then once you dump, you come over here onto the outbound scale, tell them on the CB again that you're rolling outbound, and once you get on the scale, they'll give you the green light, and you get out and get your weigh ticket. Prints out on a printer there at the outbound scale. We'll show you on the way out. But that's how she works. Now let's tell you a little bit about commercial driver's license, what you need to drive a truck. I personally do not have one, but here in Nebraska, if you're working for a farmer, you don't have to have one as long as you're staying within a certain many miles from the farm. I believe it's 150 miles, but don't quote me on that. So I don't need one here in Nebraska. I had one years ago, back when I was farming out in California, moving farm equipment around and hauling peaches and almonds and all that stuff. But once I got my lifetime career that I retired from, I was no longer driving truck as much, so I let it go, because every 2 years you have to get a medical exam to continue to drive truck. So that got to be kind of a pain to keep going and getting that medical certificate, but I didn't let it go right away because it's a pretty extensive process to get your CDL. Lots of tests and all that, and driver's tests, and the driver's test is pretty extensive. And then you got to have all the endorsements. I had doubles, triples, tank vehicle, hazmat. I had my ambulance endorsement. I had my passenger vehicle endorsement. I had all that stuff, and I let it go, and my license reverted back to just a regular, they call it a Class C license, where you're just driving cars and pickups and stuff like that. But that's why we let it go, and I can understand why they want you to get that medical certificate. I mean, you're pushing 100,000 pounds down the road. It can get dangerous, and they don't want you taking out a family of folks just going down to Chuck E. Cheese to have dinner. So it's a safety thing. Boy, this place is backed up like a truck stop toilet. This is going to take a while. But while me and Brandy are sitting here waiting in line, the outfit I'm working for, real nice family. Couldn't meet a better bunch of people. Another good thing is they're not baling wire and duct tape farmers. You don't have to go fix things before you go to work like some of the other folks I've worked for. You spend an hour and a half airing up tires and charging batteries and all of that. That's no fun. Their equipment's in great working order. Even the AC works. A lot of these farmers you work for, that AC will work in the combine, but you better forget about it in the truck. But real nice family, good bunch of kids. His wife brings out food in the evening if we run late. She brings dinner out to the field. It's fun to watch the kids come out after school and after the homework's done. When his wife brings dinner out, they ride in the combine with their dad, and they ride in the grain cart with their uncle. Real nice bunch. I'll show you the sheer scale of this feedlot. We've already passed a bunch of it on this right side, but as we pan around, you can see out there. I'll zoom in a little bit. Size of this place, huge. These feed trucks are running almost constant. You can see how far in the distance this feedlot goes, way out there. And this is just a small portion. I'll insert a aerial view right here so you can see the sheer size of it. Brandy's taking her morning nap. You don't have to get up just because I said your name. Now the other thing nice about this truck is it's got an automatic transmission. And I know you real truck drivers out there are going to think I'm a wuss, but I paid my dues jamming the gears. Believe me, it's just real nice being as old as I am, not having to fool with that. Just the brake and the gas pedal is all we got to play with. It's kind of nice. So don't knock it till you try it. Well, just ate our morning snack because there's nothing better to do sitting here in line. And they're so backed up, the turnaround times are getting too long. The boss has ordered up a third truck just so he can keep the combine going. You don't want your combine sitting. That combine sitting, you ain't making any money. While they're unloading my truck, I thought I'd give you a little look at the corn pit out here. Got these big skip loaders putting the corn in these processing machines as it comes in, taking it out of these piles. And that processing machine throws a big old pile up out there. They've got 5 4-wheel drive tractors out here now doing the circuit, trying to keep up. Big old tractors. That big corn pile makes these tractors look small. So I did the math. If they take in 30 million bushels of corn here, that's 2,700,000,000,000,000 kernels of corn in this big pile. When they come in on the inbound scale, they probe you, and it's not like an alien probe. They're checking for moisture content and the amount of debris in your corn that you're bringing in. I guess if you have a lot of debris, they'll actually dock you for it. Got 8 trucks deep, 2 more on the road coming in, and that's before the scale. There's probably another 10 after the scale. Alright, we finally got across the outbound scale. There's our other driver in the back of the line. We're going to have to pour the coal to her to get her back to the field, because that combine's probably already sitting. Well, the combine's sitting still, but I think he's just waiting for the pivot to move so he can go on that next row. I don't think we're completely full out here yet. Well, we're back at the field. We took on quite a load there. It's going to be interesting to see how much this one weighs. Now, you will notice, if you know anything about trucks, that sometimes these trucks are overloaded. But the farmers out here pay a fee, a tax, or whatever you want to call it, so they can be overloaded. And that only works out well if the county actually spends the money on the road. Not too bad, only 85,900 pounds. And that, my friends, is why you never, ever pull out in front of a big rig. You're a daisy if you do. These trucks do not stop on a dime, and not even a roll of quarters. So just wait, let the truck go by. Don't get in front of them. Finally able to roll on the outbound scale. Get out of here. Now, the road we travel between the feedlot and the field goes right smack through the middle of town, residential areas, all that stuff. So I make sure the Jake brake's not on the truck, so we're not making a bunch of unnecessary noise coming through town. You people that run your Jake brake on flat ground through town, you're not cool. Give me 40 acres and I'll turn this rig around. The easiest way that I found. Alright folks, we got that pivot done. The feedlot shut down, so we were unable to take any more loads. We've got 3 trucks and 2 grain carts full that we're going to show up again in the morning and take into the feedlot and get everything empty. And then we'll move to another field. So harvest will continue. So I hope you enjoyed our video today showing you the first day of harvest. And thanks for coming along with us. Till next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Thanks for watching.